What makes watching Arcane, the League of Legends science fiction animated show on Netflix, more fun is that there are some tidbits and references to the game it's based on hidden inside that go unnoticed. Do you want to know about them? Well, then you're at the right place, as today we're going to tell you about the things that you missed in the Netflix series Arcane. So, let's get started. Pentakills logo. The makers of the League of Legends game, Riot Games, created a band called Pentakill in 2014. The people who have been a fan of this series for a long time now are well aware of this fact. So, in the first episode of the show, when one of the Deckard's friends is chasing Powder down, if you look on one of the walls there, you will see the graffiti of the band's logo. Singed, the mad chemist. In the trailers, we can see Silco being in a lab with dangerous chemicals a lot of the times. This fact has led many of the fans to believe that Silco is actually Singed, the mad chemist. But later it was revealed that Silco is Chem Baron who seeks revenge and wants to destroy Vander and the topside. Now, the interesting thing to note here is that Silco also had an assistant who was a bald chemist and looked very much like Singed. This assistant was also working on a rat, and it can become Twitch in the future. When Powder destroyed Silco's base, the bald chemist was also caught up in the explosion, and this can explain all the bandages on Singed's body. Vander might be Warwick. Vander is the father of Jinx, V, Milo, and Kleegers, and according to some things that we have noticed, he might turn out to be Warwick. The past of Warwick and his voice lines in the game against Jinx and V all indicate that he can be Vander. Gentleman Chogath. In the show, the kids have to go through an abandoned building which connects the underground city to the topside. While the kids are on their way to the elevator in the building, you will see that they pass by a poster of the League of Legends champion, Chogath, who the players of the game would be familiar with. Chogath is also wearing the Gentleman skin in the poster, which was released in 2010. Stanley Piditly. The fourth episode of the show started with Heimerdinger and Jace praising the statue of Stanley Piditly, who was a Zaunite professor. He took credit for Victor's LoL champion, Blitzcrank. Now, as we know that by the time Arcane happened, Stanley was already gone, there are going to be some changes in Blitzcrank's story in Arcane. Before we go ahead, if you're new to our channel and you're liking our content until now, make sure to click the subscribe button and press the bell icon too so that you can get a notification whenever we upload a new video for you. With that being done, let's get back to our topic. Kleegers Goggles. Kleeger, who is a childhood friend of Jinx and V, is known to always wear goggles wherever he went. On V's original character design, we can see Kleeger's goggles. In the third episode, when Powder destroyed Silco's base using a Hextech crystal, Kleeger and Milo also died as a result of this. The thing that makes this situation more tragic is that they could have made it out of Silco's base alive if Powder had stayed home. V having Kleeger's goggles in the future is proof of the fact that she had not forgotten her past, even though Zaunites say she has. Victor and the Hex Core. We saw that Victor's physique is deteriorating as his cane became a crutch. Victor kept working in the lab to improve the Hextech for hours, and on the other hand, Jace was coaxed by power and corruption. Victor got very tired and also coughed up blood, and then he fell. The Hex Crystal absorbed his blood and turned purple and became the Hex Core. Hex Core is known to interact with biology, but the mutations were unsustainable. The fans know that the Hex Core is linked to Victor's equipment, and the only person who is touched in an Arcane is Victor. Other League of Legends champions. In the Brothel of Zaun, you can see a couple wearing a wolf and sheep mask, which hints towards kindred. In the same scene, a mask of Blood Moon Twisted Fate can be seen too behind the Yordle. In the scene when Marcus goes to his daughter's room, you can see one of Silco's goons reading a book about Teemo. Krugs and Puffcaps. When the kids pass through Zaun's marketplace, you can point out a caged Krug among the merchandise. In the League of Legends game, they are found in the jungles. You can also see Teemo's very popular mushrooms called Puffcaps there, that he used for his noxious traps. Well, with that, our video comes to an end. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like it. Did we miss anything out in our video? Don't forget to tell us about it in the comments section below. And also, if you